How much do you pay for auto insurance? A new survey finds it really depends a great deal on where you live.
7 on your side's Michael Finney tells us which California cities pay the most and which pay the cheapest.
Kind of some good news for the Bay Area.
Really?
So, yeah, surprisingly. The survey by InsuranceQuotes.com shows a surprising difference in rates, and it all depends on your zip code. Drivers across the state pay an average of $745 per year for auto insurance. However, in San Francisco, the rates are 8% higher than the statewide figure. Laura Adams of InsuranceQuote.com says the city's heavy traffic is a major factor.
This has a lot to do with population. So density, you've got more cars on the road. More cars means more traffic. That means more claims.
She says insurance companies consider the history of accidents and claims in setting rates for each area. Drivers in all other Bay Area counties, on average, pay less than the statewide figure. Rates vary from 3% average in Alameda County to 13% below average in Santa Clara County. Insurance is most expensive in, you guessed it, Los Angeles. Rates there are 32% higher than the statewide average. And the cheapest insurance? You'll find that in tiny Morro Bay in San Luis Obispo County. Drivers there pay 30% less than average.
But that's a very small town with about 10,000 population. So it makes sense that those more urban areas are going to be higher.
You don't have to move to Morro Bay to get lower rates. Adam says many drivers probably qualify for extra discounts.
There's just a whole list of discounts that consumers, in some cases, need to ask for. They need to be proactive and ask about these.
For example, there are discounts for being a good student, for getting married, being in the military, even discounts for taking defensive driving courses. Okay, now the survey found rate differences within cities. The zip code with the lowest rate in the Bay Area was in Palo Alto, around Sand Hill Road, like they don't have enough goodness going on there. The highest was in Oakland, around Hagenberger Road. Now, I posted a link with all this information. Just go to abc7news.com and check under 7 on your side.
In general, does it work out like the greater population, like in Los Angeles, makes sense? More people, more cars, so
right.
higher rates.
Yeah, and you look at Sand Hill Road, there isn't a lot of traffic. Down next to El Camino, but up there a little bit, not much.
We were talking about how wasn't there that whole proposition that passed that we weren't supposed to rely on zip codes to determine
that's what's going to be interesting, is Consumer Watchdog going to be taking a look at this and say, okay, now they're allowed to use zip code, but it's supposed to be way down the list. It's not supposed to be up high. What they're showing is maybe it's up higher than it should be.
Yeah, it sure seems that way from the results you just told us about.
All right. Thank you, Michael.